Hello, this is Thord speaking. Welcome to Thord TV. Massive update for Complete Smithing, the mod. Okay, in about 2 days from now, I will be uploading to Bethesda.net the new version of Complete Smithing, and here's what is in it. It's the first thing you're gonna notice if you have a look at these is there is a change to the smithing perk tree. I'll show you what the perks are. They are Apprentice, Journeyman, Blacksmith and Master Blacksmith. Now, you might see as I'm moving through these perks, first of all, this one is exactly the same as the perk that you have, the first perk you choose at the beginning of the game. Okay, bear in mind these perks, there are more items than normal are granted to you by the perks because of the additional items included in this mod. Okay, Journeyman perk, for a good example of what these perks are trying to do, or are doing in fact. The Journeyman, if you have the Elven and or Dwarven perk, you will be granted the Journeyman perk. The Journeyman, let's say you've chosen the Dwarven armor perk. To get this mod will then grant you the Journeyman perk. The Journeyman perk allows you to make Dwarven armor and Elven armor and some extra items such as the Thalma robes, which are included with this mod. So you will be able to make heavy and light robes, whereas before you would have been stuck on Dwarven armor and whatever anybody else chose to put in that against that perk, which was probably not so good. If you want to change now from heavy to light armor, it's going to be easier. If you have a follower, you're wearing light armor, your follower wants to wear heavy armor, you're going to be able to make him stuff to wear. The Blacksmith is the two perks which previously were called Advanced Armors and Orcish perks. They are both now within Blacksmith. If you want to make armor belonging to a faction or guild, that will be the Faction Smithing perk. You will also need to start the quests within that faction. So you're going to have to do the first 1 or 2 quests of any of those factions to be able to make the armor for that faction. Advanced faction smithing is basically, it's for if you're the leader of the mage guild or whatever, then if you want to copy and have an unenchanted copy of that armor or those robes, you're going to need the advanced faction smithing, and you're also going to need to have completed those quests. Going back a bit more, over here, arcane smithing, blacksmith, same as before. You can improve magical weapons and armor. Okay, so so that was always there. Points haven't changed either. Advanced armors and orcish were always 50 points. There's still 50 points. This one, ebony and glass. Now, one thing about the Master Blacksmith perk, it does allow you to copy some, not all, unique items, making unenchanted versions. So you'll have to have that unique item, and you're going to have 70 and blacksmithing and chosen this perk. Then you can make ebony and glass, but you can copy that item anyway. It won't be enchanted. It'll look the same, which is very nice. Now, this is 70 smithing. 100 smithing will get you this. One of these two perks. The one on the left is Mystic Blacksmith, which is a little bit like what you've had before with Dragon and Daedric armor. Daedric armor used to need only 90 points. It now needs 100. I had to put it somewhere. Okay, so you can make Dragon and Daedric with Mystic Blacksmith. You can also, as it says, copy Daedric artifacts. So you can make a copy of a Daedric artifact. It will not be enchanted, but it will otherwise have the same stats as the Daedric artifact. Okay, so if you want to keep Malabal's mace, but you don't like the enchantment, but you want to use it, well, now you'll be able to make your own copy and enchant it as you like. So some unique items, not everything. Now, Orsinium smithing. Let me explain Orsinium smithing. Orsinium is kind of, think of it like elite smithing. We all know sometimes during the game, let's think. Okay, Thieves Guild armor is a perfect example. It's nice armor. It looks good, but eventually you reach a point in the game where you're not going to be able to. You're not going to want to wear it anymore because it's not. The stats are too low. It's not strong enough. That's where Osinium smithing comes into play. If I look now, I use Joe here to look at Nordic smithing, and it's Stormcloak Officer armor. You can see that it's 103. This is just the normal Stormcloak Officer armor. I haven't changed anything. It's just 103. That number's high because of all his perks, but his light armor perks. But anyway, armor 103. Now, if you look at dragon scale armor, where is it? 155. 103 to 155. Of course, you will choose dragon scale armor, but because you have no choice, even if it looks awful. But now with that Osinium perk, well, you will have another option. You will have this normal officer armor up until choosing that perk. When you've chosen that perk, you can make Stormcloak Officer armor plus, or whatever you want to call it, with an armor rating close to, but not as good as, dragon scale armor. None of the armor which you can create through that perk is as good as dragon armor. Dragon's the best. That's the way it always was, and it will stay that way. But it's close enough that you can use it right at the end of the game. So if you want to look where your Thieves Guild armor at the end, the end game, when you're level 120 or whatever else you do, you're going to be able to wear it. It will be as good as what else the other stuff you can find and make. So that's the Osinium perk. Now, of course, because these perks are different, sometimes different names, and that's all. Apprentice is just a name, but Journeyman is a completely new perk. The thing about Journeyman is, how to put this? There will be, in the game, there will be some books. They look like spell tomes, and when you read them, if you have either the Elven perk or the Dwarven perk, you will be given the Journeyman perk. So those perk points you have invested in smithing are not lost. What happens is, if you've got the perk in Dwarven smithing, after reading the book, you'll still be able to make the Dwarven armor, but you'll also be able to make the Elven armor, and you'll be able to make stuff like the thermal robes, which, by the way, are now like hide armor, so they've got a bit of armor in there. But anyway, the thermal robes and other stuff. So Elven. So you're not going to lose any perk points which you have already invested in blacksmithing. What will happen if you remove this mod at some time in the future? I can't promise you that if you I'll try to fix it so that you can, but I cannot promise you, if you have the Journeyman perk, that when you remove this and lose the Journeyman perk, that you will automatically be given the Dwarven armor perk and the Elven perk. I can't promise that. I will do my best, but a lot of it is down to you. It's down to other mods, and I don't know if I can do that. Other mods will be compatible. You see the word Journeyman, the game sees Elven and Dwarven. So it doesn't. It doesn't. If you have another set of armor, and it tells you it's a mod, and it tells you you're going to have the Elven armor perk to be able to make it, you'll be able to make it with the Journeyman perk. So there's no. So you have those perk books, perk tomes, ready and waiting for you after the update, so you can read. If you've got Dwarven, you read it. You got be given the Journeyman perk. But of course, if you've got if you've got Orcish armor, if you have not chosen the Orcish armor perk or the Advanced armor perk, if you read the perk tome, it won't automatically give you blacksmith. You're going to have to choose blacksmith. Okay? If you do not like the sound of this system, that I understand, no problem. But what you need to, there will be a second complete blacksmith called Complete Blacksmith Lite, and that one will have almost everything that's in this mod, but it will not have the new Perk Tree. Okay, so if you're worried about any of that, just switch over to the light version. You'll be fine, and no need to panic. Okay, if you're worried at all. And that will also help you if you have another mod somewhere and it's changing your blacksmith perk tree. If you just use the light version of this mod, you will be able to use the perk tree with the other mod that you want compatibility with. I hope that answers your questions, but the important thing for today anyway is just that you don't panic and when you see this update coming out around about the weekend. All right, so it should be out. Today's Wednesday afternoon. I don't know. It's 4 o'clock now, but I don't know exactly when. Probably Friday evening you'll get this mod, but it might be Saturday. So I look forward to your feedback. I'm going to be around at home doing nothing for a few days. So anything comes up, any little bugs you find, there shouldn't be any, but if there are, then I'll be able to fix them and get an update on Bethesda Net very, very quickly, and I'll keep my eye on things. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the weekend. Goodbye.